For a moment, you were nothing more than a tiny translucent egg, just one among tens of thousands, silent and still, buried in the sand. Your world is a murky stretch of water, humming with the low, steady sounds of life. And suddenly, a ray of light cuts through the surface. You hatch wiggling, wide-eyed, clueless, completely exposed in a world that sees you as nothing more than free food. But you are not alone. Above the nest, a powerful shadow glides. That's your father, a warrior of the lake bed. He's no ordinary fish. He's a living legend. Fins flared like a royal cloak, his colors flashing like underwater fireworks. When predators come near, he charges without hesitation. Sunlight dances off his scales. And in that moment, he doesn't look like prey. He looks like a king. Then, on what seems like just another quiet day, a fat, juicy worm drifts near the nest. Your father can resist. It is a rare treat in a life full of battle. But the moment his jaws snap shut, an invisible force yanks him violently out of your world. He thrashes, but fate doesn't let go. That mighty shadow is pulled past the surface and gone. Above water, they call him a world record. They hold him up beneath bright camera flashes and etch his name into history. T.S. Hudson's fish, 4 pounds 12 ounces, 1,950, but you don't know about records. To you, he was a father, a shield. Now he's gone. You're just a fragile speck of life, forced to figure out how to survive. No one left to protect you, no one to follow. You slip through cracks in the rocks, trail behind schools of other fry, praying that the crowd makes you less visible. And you learn your first rule of life. Survival doesn't wait for the slow. Pike, bass, even catfish as thick as logs. Every one of them wants to eat you. You swim like your life depends on it, because it does. You eat anything smaller than you. Bugs, zooplankton, whatever floats. But somehow you're still here. You survive each passing shadow, each current that tries to drag you away. You're not the protagonist. You're the side character. The one who gets eaten on page 3. Years pass. You grow stronger, tougher, smarter. But the world doesn't get kinder. One day, a massive catfish appears, vacuuming up an entire school of fish with a single gulp. It should have been the end, but it wasn't. You lived not because you were lucky, but because you learned. You learned to read every ripple, every sudden hush in the water. You learned from others' mistakes. You remembered your father. You remembered the worm. And you have your own territory. A patch of water near a rotting log. You patrol it like it's your fortress. Any intruder gets chased off. You even flare your gills like a fighter, putting on a show for the weaker ones. The illusion of power makes you feel like royalty. But peace never lasts here. Spring arrives. You dig a nest perfectly round, right in the sand. You call for a mate. Golden eggs fill the nest, swaying with the current. You've become a father. And now, the scariest thing isn't the base or the catfish, it's the trash. A plastic bottle cap floats into the nest. It's there like a warning. This world isn't just brutal, it's broken. A plastic bag drifts like a ghost through your kingdom. You charge, ram it, growl in your own way, but it doesn't move. It's not afraid of you. And you see your brother, or a fish who once escaped alongside you, get fooled by a fake worm. He's yanked through the surface like your father once was. You don't understand the fisherman's words, but you understand the look. Just bait. That is exactly what he becomes. Hooked through the back, tossed in as food for bigger fish. The silence underwater gets heavier. You retreat into shadow. You eat less. You watch more. You let anger settle in your gut. And then one day, a lure drifts into your territory again. This time, it's not just a harmless worm. It mimics a wounded fish, twitching vulnerable. Just close enough to trigger your rage, so you bite. The pull is violent. The angler screams. Holy crap, a monster. The rod bends like it's about to snap, and then it does. The line goes slack. You sink to the bottom, free. Years later, they still tell the story of the record, catch in 1950. But now there's a new tale. About a blue Godzilla, a mythical fish that snapped a rod in half and vanished like a ghost. They don't know you were the son of a legend. They don't know what you saw, what you survived. Maybe you died of old age. Maybe you're still down there. Bigger, wiser, more dangerous. You're not a record. You're the only legend who ever got away.